He says supporting you is like supporting the Nazis. Well, don't you believe that if that was the case, he would be supporting me, especially considering that he openly supports Nazis? So how does that make sense? Did that confuse his audience? Did his audience hear that and go, wait a minute, so should we support him?
If Hasan Piker had dressed like a Nazi, we'd have appropriate outrage. But because commies have infiltrated our institutions and lied about how evil they are.
Speaking of fascists, very funny that this Adolf Hitler admirer is over here being like, supporting Hassan is just like supporting Nazis, except, you know, it's not based when he does it. It's based when Nick Fuentes does it, though, because he actually does support Nazis and Hassan doesn't.
We don't get the national socialists were no worse than all other socialists.
Damn.
True. Laggy enough, you can chat? Yeah, sure. And 70, 80 million people. And also, I don't really have, I don't know a lot about that guy. I don't know, what it was involved, how he was involved in China or something.
He doesn't know any. He's like, I don't know a lot about that guy, Mao, but I'll say, I hate him.
I don't really know. But what I do know is that neither one of these ideologies, whether it's Mao or Hitler ideology, neither of these are American. They're fundamentally...
I mean, he's not wrong. Oftentimes, I make that same argument to the fucking Maoist LARPers in my chat.
Fuente will not talk to Nick. I saw this.
You know, talk to them. They're, as I always say, everybody's a monster till you talk to them.
Yeah?
Is there anybody you wouldn't talk to?
Of course. That Fuentes prick. People like that, like actual...
Nick Fuentes, yeah.
Yeah.
Who's an activist or whatever.
He's a Nazi. He's, you know, plain... I mean, look, nowadays, everybody's crazily...
I get that Bill wants to say this, and I know Nick has said a lot of negative stuff, etc. But at the end of the day, Nick has never endorsed, as far as I know, the same terrorist groups that want to wipe out all of the Jews.
What? What are you talking about? You heard him deny the Holocaust and you said he's based for it. What the fuck? He admires Adolf Hitler. What are you saying? You know, admires and praises Adolf Hitler because he's done it on the Piers Morgan show where you watched and you went, that's based. This is from the same. I love that earlier he's talking about fucking how these ideas are dangerous and not American.
Un-American. And so anybody who's going around cosplaying as one of these characters, it's really pathetic, isn't it? I mean, you literally have somebody who's going around cosplaying as...
Like, so much of this is unironically, oh, he's wearing a traditional Chinese suit, and I hate that. It's awesome. Like... Again, we are so proud of our ignorance. It is crazy to me. As Americans, we are so fucking proud. We just wear that shit on our sleeve. We're like, hell yeah, brother. I don't like what he's fucking wearing. I hate this guy. I hate that. He's wearing a Chinese suit. I fucking hate China. I hate the Chinese. Any representation of Chinese culture, I am not about that lifestyle. It's fucked up.
As basically like a dictator or fascist leader. And
again, very popular garb in Asia, like across the board. Like other Chinese people wear it. There's 1.4 billion of them. People in Korea wear it. Like it's a very popular style. Not as popular as it used to be, obviously, but.
And he's making a speech against fascism. It's crazy, isn't it? Oh my God. And so this is what happened. And I do think that...
Wait, what the fuck? They're just giving him Imgur links with like Destiny subreddit? Oh God, they're so lame, dude. They all work together. Haven't stopped thinking about this. Watch the Asmongold videos here in question. My first time ever seeing this guy, and I have no idea how people like this. He's just summarizing right-wing Twitter in the most infantile way. Does he even have ideas of his own? I said, welcome to what I deal with every day on the other side of the internet. I don't need streamers to be academics, but for God's sake, you can't be talking about how Homer defiles the Odyssey and describe Sinan as some guy. Sometimes he goes on racist rants of his own. It's true. There is versatility there.
The positive language about this.
It's kind of funny because, like, at least this guy knows a lot more Wish you said this about Nazi cucks cosplaying. Who are these guys in his audience who are like the last bastion of liberalism, who are just watching Asmongold, but they're like, hey, I really don't like how much you actually glaze the Nazis. Like, I would never watch Hasan, right? Of course I'm going to watch you. But hey, man, could you possibly tone it down on the... Wish you said this about the Nazi cucks cosplaying.
This kind of stuff should be seen as just as bad, if not worse, than supporting Nazis. It should. And you can say we're obsessed with Israel. Truth is power. You care about Israel. This is another Israel comment. I don't care about your Israel derangement syndrome. Like, I hope that more people are starting to pick up on this and realize it, that a lot of these people that are trying to bring up Israel don't actually, they hate you, and they want you to think about Israel so you don't think about them.
Wait, what? But you are thinking about Israel and defending Israel. Look at his face. He's so self-assured. He's like, yeah, based. Yeah, no, it has nothing to do with the unbelievable amount of foreign policy control Israel has over our government as we're currently waging a war in Iran. More troops are dying in the process.
That's the reason
He's got to be on the Israel. He's got to be on the Israel dime, right? Like
they want to bring up Israel so they can say they're doing a bad thing, so then they can have the cover for them doing the bad thing too.
What is the bad thing? What is the bad thing I'm doing? My advocacy here is literally Democrats should stop collaborating with fascist Republicans that are allowing ICE to kill our neighbors. What's the bad thing that I'm doing here? It's just like always vague generalization. Oh, he's doing the bad thing. I'm doing the good thing. Don't do the bad thing. Do the good thing instead.
And I've been trying to call this out for like the better part of a year now. I think now a lot of other people are waking up and seeing that this is what's happening.
Yeah, people are waking up to the reality that actually all of the people's enmity towards Israel was so that they can defend themselves. Sure. Did you see he will ban people who try to catch him on an inconsistency? Asmongold is confronted by chatter for switching his position on the 2020 election fraud. He basically shows to everyone that he runs a cult, no dissent is allowed, exposing his hypocrisy and grifting is forbidden. He threatens to ban anyone that questions him. This is why he blocked me instead of farming me, because he's afraid. He knows someone like me can destroy him, says based Mexican gamer against cultural Marxism and woke ideologies.
Come on, bro. You said to us you didn't think 2020 was stolen? You're trying to catch me, or you're not, wait a minute. You're not trying to catch me in an inconsistency, are you? You're not trying to do that. Because that's a ban. That's a permanent ban if that's what you're trying to do.
Wait, what? Oh my God. If I said that out loud, LSF would fucking nuke that shit into orbit. It would have like 700,000 upvotes on Reddit being like, Hasan is fucking, he's openly admitting he's bitch made. That's so funny. Asma would be like, yeah, this is how it is. These guys, he admits it. Yeah, he can't do it. He can't handle his words coming back to haunt him. You see, chat? Yeah, he is not a consistent person at all. Here he is 2 years ago saying, if you believe in election fraud, you're dumb.
That's about it, man. That's what's happened to so many of these people. That is. And Asman, you're not a demon. I think that I am a fallen angel. And the reality is that of all the people, this is what I really believe, is that I think that I am one of the only people that is truly virtuous. And a lot of other...
What the fuck? I'm going to show you why I shouldn't trust, aside from the clip that I posted multiple times where it shows he's lying and cheating and deceiving people. He's an actual sociopath. Remember that Asmongold never believed in the fraud of the 2020 election and mocked all those people who brought up the topic? Wait, so this guy is a like giga hog exposing Asmongold grifting election fraud. So this guy's like a giga hog, huh? That's what this guy's doing, this Nezual Doomer guy. He went from... He's like, oh, I'm demanding like integrity in your... They're hog checking him. They're checking his street creds in the hog universe.
Los Angeles, California. There is this new debate about if the election that took place in there...
Oh my God. Oh my God, he's not American. Oh my God.
...is legit or it's not. Now, in this video, I am not going to talk specifically about that. This video is about the hypocrisy of Asmongold.
Read his bio. It said he's Mexican. Oh my God. Oh my God. Bro, that's my primo. I'm sorry. I'll sort him out.
So let's go and see what he believed and how he talked about voter fraud.
2020 was indeed rigged. I don't want to talk about that. I literally don't even want to talk about it. I don't want to get into it. I don't want to argue it. I don't care. You think it's rigged? That's true. Go ahead.
Making sure that they're winning elections, right? There's people who in 2020, they thought the election was stolen in every state, basically,
True.
but they still showed up to vote next time. So something is happening there where they're really big on going out and winning elections. And I think
to be fair, people said that the 2016 election was rigged by Russia, and they still came back and they voted in record numbers for Biden. I think that ever since the 2016 election, every election had...
Oh, he's still trying to tie it back to, oh, the Democrats did it first. That's why the Republicans are saying this stupid thing.
That's it. Every election is fake. Every election is rigged. People were saying that even the 2024 election was rigged. And what else can you do? Yeah, I know, right? But that's what I'm saying. They're still saying it. I'm just saying, right? That's the reason. I disagree with that. I don't think any of the elections were rigged. And I think that people are just coping with losing. That's what I think.
And specifically Fulton County, a target of his complaints relating to the 2020 election. Shortly after that election, Trump spoke to...
If Trump was right about the election being stolen, I don't know what I'm going to do with myself. I really don't. I don't know what I'm going to do.
How many times did he fucking advocate against the election being stolen? What the fuck? He's so salty Spencer Pratt lost after he made fun of you. He literally claimed the LA mayoral election was rigged after. Yeah, I know. It's because he was excited to get a dunk off on me. And then he gave me an accidental W on that one, which is awesome. This guy is the most awesome, though. I love this guy.
Come on, bro.
This guy is a Mexican hog, and we need more. We need more of those, okay? Again, the Groyper movement is international and unbelievably diverse. The one thing I will say is that the overwhelming majority of the Groypers, overwhelming majority of Asmongold fans are not American. There's something really funny about this. There's something unbelievably funny about the idea that these guys who are like the most nationalistic people that are like America first, like that's our whole fucking motto, that are all LARPing as white nationalists, white supremacists, American neo-Nazis. They are all not American, and very few of them are white. I don't know how it happened. I don't know why it happened. I will tell you, you match up my audience, you match up my viewership. My viewership is overwhelmingly American. Asmongold's viewership, on the other hand, is overwhelmingly European. He is doing the Tucker Carlson meta. Tucker Carlson's newfound influence does not come from America, in my opinion. I know that he was a massive content creator, a massive commentator when he was on Fox News. But I think his newfound audience actually comes from Bangladesh and the Ummah in general. Same with Jackson Hinkle. Like, a lot of these guys have massive audiences outside of the United States of America. Because especially, look, I know my people. There is nothing. It's catnip to the Ummah. Okay, when they see a white guy, a white Christian guy, praise Islam, praise Muslims, say that Muslims aren't like demonic or barbaric or all terrorists, it is fucking catnip. The Ummah's knees buckle, okay? They will forever be your fedayeen. When you got a white guy, guys like me, I'm fucking terrible. There's a little bit of respect because I'm a Turkish guy and I've made it big in America, but also I will never be able to get the same level of respect from the entire Muslim world. Same with Mehdi Hasan, right? Like, we are obviously known figures in the Muslim world for sure. And they, there's a lot of respect for what we do, but never the same level of admiration that Tucker Carlson and Jackson Hinkle will have. You are wrong. His audience literally hates Muslims. No, I'm not talking about Asmongold. I'm talking about Tucker Carlson and Jackson Hinkle. Tucker Carlson and Jackson Hinkle have viewership primarily outside of the United States of America, mostly in the Muslim world. Asmongold's viewership, again, primarily outside of the United States of America, mostly from Europe and other places. And what's interesting is both Tucker Carlson, Jackson Hinkle, and Asmongold talk about American politics from unique perspectives, as do I. My audience, unlike the four people that I just mentioned, and the four people that I mentioned, myself, Asmongold, Tucker Carlson, and Jackson Hinkle, my audience has the highest American density. Isn't that fucking insane? Meanwhile, if you were to ask Asmongold, he'd say, it's un-American. You're un-American. You hate America. You're a fucking communist. You hate America. Isn't that crazy? Yeah, Moleman has said before, like 60% of Twitch viewers are Europeans. Also this. Here's a quick comparison of the top countries searching on Google for Hasan Piker and Asmongold over the past 12 months. Hasan, United States, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, Ireland. Asmongold, Finland, Sweden, Norway, Estonia, Canada. Estonia mention. Wave the fucking flag, boys. Wait, why is there that kind of audience distribution, though? Is it because those countries like different versions of America? No, man. It's because a lot of the MAGA movement on the internet is LARPing Europeans. Neekskit, you go outside, I assume. Even when you go to red neighborhoods nowadays, you don't see too many fucking MAGA flags. Why is that? There's plenty of evidence. There's plenty of empirical data readily available to figure out why that's the case. Because Americans don't fuck with Trump. It's an increasingly diminishing cult. However, there is this fascinating phenomena that I have talked about for the last 2 years. A lot of Euro cucks that are far right love MAGA. I don't know exactly what it is. It doesn't make any sense. My assumption always was when you're a nationalist, you're supposed to have the interests of your nation state, and being pro MAGA is very strange because you're literally putting the interests of your nation state secondary to the interests of the United States. But that is the case. The most die-hard, this was the Asmongold denying electoral theft back all the way back 2 years ago.
It's like, I don't think you should get banned for questioning the election. However, I also don't think that you should be taken seriously either. Like, I think it's just stupid, right? I mean, my mom would like go on and on and on about how the election was stolen. I always thought it was total bullshit, right? I'm going to be honest. I did. I thought it was total bullshit. All the evidence I've ever seen, complete bullshit. And to be fair, the only evidence that I've really seen of anybody trying to rig things is fucking Trump last time, right? Saying, find me votes. Where the fuck are you going to find them? Right? That's not really a good way to say, make sure that you count them in the right way. So that's the way I see it, right? I think the entire topic was fucking ridiculous.
Yeah. What happened, dude? What happened? Oh, that's right. He's eating Trump's dick and balls. That's what happened. Anyway, Mr. Inconsistent, by the way, is actually now getting called out by motherfucking... is actually getting called out by more Pegasus and Pegasus, which is crazy. Developing story. First, I'm going to start here. Asmongold reacts to Hasan trying to file a restraining order against Destiny because he won't debate him in public. Did he get recruited into Gryffindor? What is he trying to wear? Should Hasan be able to get a restraining order on Destiny? I think the answer is no. Unless proof is provided of stalking and harassing as a public figure, when someone is keeping up with the things you say in public, then I don't think you need a restraining order. He goes to an event and Destiny goes to the event. Destiny can't get into the event because Hasan is there. It makes him look very bad when this happens. If he has a restraining order, then he can point to that as a reason. He is just looking for a legal ability to not have to be pressed by Destiny and not willing to interact with him. So yeah, no, he is actually legally stalking and harassing me. It has definitely gotten to that point. And not only that, but he's also openly admitted it on numerous occasions. So I think there's sufficient evidence to do so. So for Asmongold to turn around and be like, yeah, he's just like worried about debating him. Yeah, it's pussy shit. Asmongold is worried about debating me and also Destiny as well. Asmongold is terrified of debating Destiny. He's also terrified of debating me as well, ironically enough. So it's pretty sweet that he's saying that. I've debated plenty of people, okay? People far more intelligent than Destiny. People with far larger of an audience. Reactionaries, liberals of different backgrounds as well. Okay, I'm not worried about debating Destiny. This is just something far beyond that. This is cyber stalking. And Asmongold knows this too. Asmongold knows this as well, right? He's just trying to posture this way to his audience right now because he wants to be on good terms with Sexpestiny. Why the fuck would this be appropriate at all? It's a guy who's like, been obsessed psychotically obsessed and has now moved on to IRL stalking. But in any case, this was such a bridge too far moment that even XQC didn't defend it. Even XQC was like, yeah, that's sufficient. That's what the College Democrats of America did is perfectly valid in that situation, especially because they're filming themselves doing this. That's what's so wild about it. Like, they filmed the entire attempt. And I think from what I understand, they also got the timing wrong because there was a Q&A. There was a moderated Q&A earlier in the day off stream. But even then, it wasn't like everyone gets a microphone. I thought it would be like that. It wasn't like that. I have no issues. I've done plenty of Q&As where his fans have actually approached me in those Q&As. They look fucking goofy. So I'm not even like worried about that shit either, because remember Oxford, Cambridge, and on other college campuses, there will always be like at least one or two guys. There's always like one or two fucking guys that will be plants in the crowd who will come in and just be like, oh, well, don't you feel embarrassed that you want Crimea to be Russian territory or some shit like that? And then, I'll respond to them. Or like when I went to University of San Francisco Law School, if you recall, there was that one person in the crowd who was like shaking and was like, well, don't you think that you're justifying rape? And I was like, I'm not. This is what I mean. Do you disagree with me? And then they shut the fuck up. Usually that's how that interaction goes. XG actually changed his take on this after he saw how Pestany and Asmon's fans attacked him for it. Yeah. Anyway, Pegasus, more Pegasus. Even he was like, this is too much, apparently. Let's take a look.
That it's more important for them to bring in these other extremist radicals and ignore all of the average people like Destiny.
Yeah, that's crazy. But I will push back a little bit. I don't think Destiny represents average people either. I think they're both pretty insane. But I find it interesting that Hasan can be banned from literal countries, right? Condemned for his anti-Semitism, his, just being racist statements, crazy statements all the time, but he's still welcomed in spaces like these.
We talk about the news, we talk about a movement here. We don't fucking talk about random losers on the internet.
Of course. Well, you certainly do talk about me a lot, so I don't know. I guess I am a random loser on the internet, right? But listen, I don't even necessarily disagree.
He loves that I noticed him, I think. Am I crazy? Or is he beginning to warm up to me? Or is it the fear that the beautiful nation state of Singapore is probably going to come down hard on him for all of his criminal slander? He was bricked while recording this. Yeah. Why does he always do this one angle? I don't understand.
With them, right? I do think Destiny's unhinged, but I just wish he would learn the lesson himself. It's very hard to feel bad for such a massive hypocrite. Same things he does with like Bad Empanada. He calls these people psychos, cyber stalkers, harassers, doxers, and then he platforms somebody like that. It's like, it's very hypocritical, everything he does, right? If anything is in line with his agenda, he will just excuse it. But yeah, I'm very consistent on this. Nobody deserves, any kind of IRL harassment. That's
anyway, he didn't even defend me, bro. He's fan sitting. DG narrative ain't working when even Pegasus acknowledges Destiny was trying to harass us on IRL. Yeah. Online harassment, though, totally fine to him, I guess. Singapore do be raising Cain. Yeah, that's true.